Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. This is Birds of a Feather Podcast with your boy Q City. This is the live react for our loss against the Chicago Bulls. Um, this has been kind of a bad start to the season. To be honest with you, 35 points in the first half or in the first quarter. I was like, you know what? We are off to a really good start. We got Reach back. Porzingis is back tonight, and actually played pretty well, right? Like Zingas played pretty well. I have some thoughts on Reach I want to share. Um, JJ looked great, right? Having him back in the lineup meant a lot. Honestly, just our offense, same thing about I would say about the Falcons. Offense looks a little broken right now. Um, yeah, I know I say that we scored almost 130 points, but we can't get critical buckets when we need them, right? And we go through some serious lulls. Um, Basketball is a game of runs. Completely understand that. They had they had a pretty good run in the half, and then they had like a 7-0 run that was like critical to them taking the lead with like 4 minutes left. Um, yet again, the third quarter continues to be our downfall, right? So because we were up eight and up one after we were up eight first quarter, up one at half. All of our ties and lead changes came within the third quarter when we're consistently trying to build a lead, build some space. We're not really executing out of half. Like this has been consistent now, right? Like this is showing itself all 4 games. It is very early in the season. I think that it's too early to be like, oh, we're gonna blow it up or we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Plenty of teams lose 3 out of 4, right? But great teams usually don't. Once again, still very early in the season, not going to panic too much. But I do have some individual thoughts about players that kind of popped in my mind throughout the game, right? Firstly, Trey, it sounds crazy, he's not handling the ball enough. I understand that JJ is a secondary ball handler, right? And he has made some really good reads, really good passes. Like when he gets into the paint, he has like a second sense to find a cutting Porzingis under the rim, which he found multiple times, right? Trey makes that pass consistently. But like another part of Trey's game that just isn't there right now is the three ball. And from what I've seen from him is he usually feeds off the energy of being a primary ball handler, getting assists, and then really attacking as a scorer. Um, he's not getting to the rim at a high rate, but Trey never gets all the way to the rim at a high rate. It's usually the floater, right? But it's not overly falling for him right now. He is getting to the line pretty decently. I think he had 8 or 10 attempts tonight. And he shoots it. He's an 83% shooter. So him getting 8 to 10 points from the line is it's pretty good, right? But that three ball is just not falling right now, and that's hurting the offense. People who have smoke for Trey on defense, and I'll go deeper into this when we do the pod. We'll do like game breakdowns or whatever. You're really speaking on the fact that Trey is not a dominant on-ball defender, and he struggles on rotation on the short corner threes. Guess what? All high usage stars struggle on short corner rotation for the three. All right, pretty much all of them. It's not new. It's not wild. It's not crazy. They all struggle getting to the short corner on the three if they're involved. If they're not involved in the high pick and roll action, right? When they bring Trey up to the high pick and roll action, and he'll touch and go, right? He doesn't get caught on bigs. He rotates pretty decently. I think the whole narrative that Trey Young is so bad on defense is really overplayed. Truly, I truly feel like it's overplayed. He's not a dominant defender, but he's just not like this terrible person on defense, right? And then like as an on-ball defender, he's just not good. He's smaller than most players, right? He's not going to be a dominant on-ball defender. It's just not going to happen. But you surround him with long, lengthy defenders, so that's not the case. Speaking of which, Dyson's offensive game is completely gone. It is completely gone. And I'm trying to figure out where, if he's trying to flow and figure out this his new role within this offense. But like, haven't really seen him take a three this year. Haven't seen him do anything in the mid range to help expand his game. He is still a defensive menace, and I will 100% give him that. Right. But like that little floater in the reverse lay under the rim from the baseline cut used to be automatic. He's missed tons of floaters, and then he missed the backdoor cut tonight. He is off offensively, and I don't know if it's just a function of like not touching the ball a lot. If you look at guys who had some offensive game and then became just like extremely defensive, right? They were known for like timely shots. Andre Iguodala, Ron Artest, Thabo Sefolosha, yeah, timely shots, but like their their whole offensive package just kind of got regressed, and I think a good bit of that is just not touching the ball a lot. And you're not going to in this offense, and that's understandable to an extent, right? But it's like it it's almost depressing to see how much his offensive game has regressed in just a year. Granted, once again, it's only 4 games. These are overreactions. I'm just giving them because we're 1-3 right now. All right. Um, Next, you have Reach. I'm gonna save him because I got some thoughts on him. Let's go, JJ. Right? JJ has shown very, very prolific passing ability. It's really nice. Um, he's a big, dominant body. He runs the floor very well. He's active. I would love to see a little bit more of him on the defensive end. I think since he started to up his offensive usage, you've seen a slight dip on the defensive end. He kind of is cool with people going by, back tapping, or just like challenging at the rim, but not really a full challenge, more just like a wait and block type of challenge. I kind of want to see more from him defensively, but I am loving how his game is changing offensively. Whoop. All right, there we go. I'm back. My fault. My fault. My fault. Um, then we got Porzingis, right? Porzingis, he's looking decent off the coming back. This is only his second game, right? It was flu-like symptoms. I'm not sure if it was the managing of pots or if it was truly flu-like symptoms. Either way, he's back. We should have exploited that mismatch all night. Vooch, anytime Vooch wasn't in the game and we weren't going to Zingis, I was like, what are we doing? He's a big bite down low. He's active on the glass. He cut on the baseline. He had several passes from JJ. It's just defensively, he'll challenge at the rim, but he's not overly going to stay in front of people like that. But I think he's a good player. He's a good mix right now. He's what's needed on the team. Shoot some ill-timed threes, but those threes need to be shot. Big O off the bench. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Gay, I'm liking what I'm seeing from him. Um, I'm not liking what I'm seeing from Luke Kennard right now. He's not as aggressive as I want him to be, and you're on the field, you're on the court to be a sniper. So like I need you to put up more shots with no conscience. No is definitely putting up shots. Um, he seems to really embrace that 6 man role, right? Like he's stepping in defensively, but he's also like very open and willing to take that Karis LeVert role that we had last year, right? Where it's like, I'm gonna shoot. Y'all need scoring off the bench. I'm gonna shoot. They're staggering. I like his rotation right now because he's staggering Trey, JJ. You really don't see Trey out there with too many like just brick lineups, right? When everybody's healthy. Obviously, there were some funky lineups in the last 2 games, but when everybody's healthy, you don't see Trey out there with like you don't see Trey Dyson. Yeah, because even at the three, you'd go Luke Naw or Reach. So like there's at least one shooter there, and then O can stretch. Gaye can stretch the ball. Zingis can shoot. Beat got some minutes. Keaton got some minutes, but for the most part, you don't see just brick lineups out there, right? Where it's like, oh, we're gonna ground and pound you, and Trey doesn't have. Now you do see lineups out there with no rim protection, and you see lineups out there without decent cutters or post players. That could be an issue that I don't. We got to see how the offense evolves. Now, getting to my Reach point. What I saw from Reach say tonight, right, is that he is the number one overall pick. I think he has potential to be a great player. I'm calling it now. It's super early, but I'm just going to be honest about it. I don't think him being the best player that he can be happens next to Trey and JJ. One of them have to go for him to step into his role of being a dominant wing scorer and ball handler. Because right now they're kind of relegating him to a super talented 3-and-D. You see a lot of ability there, right? With his ability to knock down corner and wing threes, and really be a defensive menace. He gives a lot of effort, still kind of figuring things out. But like you saw flashes last year, his ability to take people off the dribble, get into the mid post, get into the mid range, shoot over defenders because he is 6'9", 6'10", right? And right now that part of his game is just kind of completely regressed because you've got JJ penetrating and ball handling, right? And so like you need to be an outlet for him. Or you got Trey, who is either going to shoot a three or try to get to the rim, and once again, you got to be an outlet for him. So the back cuts behind drives, haven't really seen that happen. I want to see a lot more of that, like that 45 or that slot cut. It does wonders. So I want to see that a bit more in the offense. But ultimately, we deserve to lose this game. We had too many runs late, too many. Like our percentages have been atrocious this year, and we've invested too much in the offense to shoot the three the way that we do. And at one point in time, I think in the third quarter, Chicago was like at 19% on threes. So you know, for us to still consistently be going through this is frustrating. Wednesday versus the Nets. Check back in. I'll be here. It's the team. We gonna deal with them because they're our team. So it's been your boy Q City. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. I'm out. Peace.